If you're learning Slovene, it really is a detail-oriented language. It's very precise, so if you're like into math or things like that, I feel like it probably would help you. It's Slavic based, like I said, so like sister languages, Croatian obviously is pretty close. What's interesting is that most Slovene speakers can understand Croatian, but not all Croatians can understand Slovene. So you're kind of lucky that way if you do end up like moving, which is very rare. But the Slovene alphabet is still Latin, so you don't have to learn like Cyrillic or anything crazy. That's Serbo-Croatian. What's interesting about Slovene, and this they actually take a lot of pride in this, is that it has something called dual. And so in a normal language, you'd conjugate the verb, right? Like I am, we are, right? It's an irregular in English, but it'll work. So you would say in Slovene, like I am, we two are, we three or more are. And so those three verbs are different. Like you conjugate them differently depending on if there's one person, two people, or three or more. And then depending on what gender, you would case the noun. And so we do have cases. There's 6 of them. And each one of them, it's depending on like the word chair. If the word chair is ending in a certain letter, then it's feminine, masculine, funny feminine, which is just irregular, and then neuter. So you have to know like the base word and then figure out if it's which gender it is, and then figure out if it's 1 chair, 2 chairs, 3 or more chairs, and then you put a specific letter depending on what case it's in. So like if it's a noun, if it's an object in the sentence, or if it's like to the chair or with the chair, those are all different things. So it can be frustrating, like because you have to think, okay, how many chairs is it? What gender is the chair? What part of the sentence is chair in? Okay, I'm like ready to go, But it really does, you really pick it up. And it's nice because when you start learning it, you know exactly what that person is trying to say to you. It's not like this, sometimes in English it can get confusing or vague, but in Slovene, like, they're saying this, you know how many people there are, if it's 2 girls or there's like 1 guy in there or 2 guys, so that was really nice about it, because once you learn the language enough, it's very precise and you can say exactly what you want to say. And it's just a beautiful language. Like it's not as harsh as Russian. It flows better, I feel like, because it does have some influence from the areas around. And yeah, so I would just turn on my little like math equation brain, like this plus this, okay, I can like do this. It's great. But a lot of missionaries struggle with the language, which is understandable.